So I thought I would read you a story. Now, well, it depends on your tastes, of course, but it's not going to be an exciting story. I am going to be using one of my old books that you might have seen me talk about on a previous video. Yes. Pilgrim's Progress. Now, of course, you might find it very exciting, but I've never read it, but it doesn't look like it would be the one I would choose. But the aim of this, of course, is to get you to drift off. So if we can do that with a rambling story, then let's try. And if you like page turning, here we go. The Pilgrim's Progress, Part 1. As I was walking through the wilderness of the world, I lighted on a certain place where was a den, and laid me down in that place to sleep. And as I slept, I dreamed a dream. I dreamed, and behold, I saw a man clothed with rags, standing in a certain place, with his face from his own house, a book in his hand, and a great burden upon his back. I looked and saw him open the book and read therein, and as he read, he wept and trembled, and not being able longer to contain, he brake out with a lamentable cry, saying, "What shall I do?" In this plight, therefore, he went home and refrained himself as long as he could, that his wife and children should not perceive his distress. But he could not be silent long, because that his trouble increased. Wherefore at length he brake his mind to his wife and children, and thus he began to talk to them. "Oh, my dear wife," said he, "and you the children of my bowels, also set to talking to them again, but they began to be hardened. They also sought to drive away his distemper by harsh and surly carriage to him. Sometimes they would deride, sometimes they would chide, and sometimes they would quite neglect him. Wherefore he began to retire himself to his chamber, to pray for and pity them, and also to condole his own misery. He would also walk solitary in the fields, sometimes reading and sometimes praying, and thus for some days he spent his time. Now I saw upon a time when he was walking in the fields that he was, as he was wont, reading in his book, and greatly distressed in his mind. And as he read, he burst out, as he had done before, crying, "What shall I do to be saved?" I saw also that he looked this way and that way, as if he would run. Yet he stood still, because I perceived he could not tell which way to go. I looked then and saw a man named Evangelist coming to him, who asked, "Wherefore dost thou cry?" He answered, "Sir, I perceive by the book in my hand I am condemned to die, and after that to come to judgment, and I find that I am not willing to do the first, nor able to do the second." Then said Evangelist, "Why not willing to die, since this life is attended with so many evils?" The man answered, "Because I fear that this burden that is upon my back will sink and lower than the grave, and I shall fall into Tophet. And sir, if I not be fit to go to prison, I am not fit to go to judgment, and from there to execution. And the thoughts of these things make me cry." perceiving it, began to cry after him to return. But the man put his fingers to his ears and ran on, crying, "Life, life, eternal life." So he looked not behind him, but fled towards the middle of the plain. The neighbours also came out to see him run, and as he ran, some mocked, others threatened, and some cried after him to return. And among those that did so, there were two that were resolved to fetch him back by force. The name of the one was Obstinate, and the name of the other Pliable. Now, by this time, the man was got a good distance from them, but however they were resolved to pursue him, which they did, and in a little time they overtook him. Then said the man, "Neighbours, wherefore are ye come?" They said, "To persuade you to go back with us." But he said, "That can by no means be. You dwell," said he, "in the city of destruction, the place also where I was born. I see it to be so, and dying there, sooner or later, you will sink lower than the grave, into a place that burns with fire and brimstone. Be content, good neighbours, and go along with me." "What," said Obstinate, "and leave our friends and our comforts behind us?" "Yes," said Christian, for that was his name, "because that all which you shall forsake is not worthy to be compared with a little of that which I am seeking to enjoy. And if you will go along with me and behold it, you shall fare as I myself, for there where I go is enough and to spare. Come and prove my words." "Obstinate, what are the things you seek, since you leave all the world to find them?" Christian, "I seek an inheritance incorruptible, undefiled,